Ah yes, the BMW S1000RR. First released in 2009, it was considered to be the best equipped production sports bike of its category. With its advanced technology and running the biggest bore of its class, it was a menace amongst the opposing manufacturers. It was a must-have motorcycle on everyone's list.
So this is my dream bike. If you guys didn't already know that, you should know that.
So this is my dream bike. BMW S1000RR.
It is my dream bike if you guys didn't already know.
How do I motorcycle?
For many years it was ahead of its class. But as the years went by, the opposition finally caught up. However, all was about to change yet again. In early February, our team was invited to witness firsthand a revolution. We were introduced to the all-new 2019 BMW S1000RR M. With its redesigned 4-cylinder engine, new and improved added A technology advancements, and a complete makeover all round, this newly released S1000RR left us with nothing more but temptation. Our prowling eyes and gaping mouth holes were more than evident when gazing upon this testosterone-feeding machine. And only one thought came to mind. Please, for the love of the superbike gods, let us review and chuck a bloody leg over this beast so that we may fulfill our wildest dreams. Sadly, our prayers were never answered, because here in the land of Oz, we never received a demo to test ride. But our friends at Morgan & Wacker had devised a cunning plan. Thus arose the opportunity of a lifetime. We, us, me, this guy, and maybe some others, we were granted the golden key. Question was, who's going to ride it first?
Ladies and gentlemen, you have seen the reveal video. Today is the day we got to review the S1000RR 2020 model, and also got to put it next to the 2017 model, do a bit of a comparison. We've got a couple of guests with us today. S1000RR girl right here. Ladies, hello, thank you for coming. And the usual rigmarole. How you going, guys?
It's alright, I'll pop the names up with the tab so everyone knows.
Yeah.
Alright, so we got the chance to ride around
Wairong.
Waralong
Dam.
That dam. God damn it, it's a good road. So we got to test ride both of these motorcycles and actually do a thorough check on how these actually perform against one another, because they have said the major differences between the two, so we decided that we'll put that to the test. 13.3 to 1 compression ratio, a whopping 113 Newton meters at just 11,000 RPM, and now producing over 200 ponies at 13,500 RPM. Now lighter, more agile than ever before. Now weighing in at 198 kilograms wet, thanks to its newly designed flex frame and LED headlights. Would you look at that, they run at the same time now. The TFT display is smooth and crisp, more so than any other display we had ever encountered. It has sensors upon sensors that have sensors with more sensory power that can physically, mentally peak your senses in an instant with a twist of the throttle. The electronic suspension still comes standard with the RR, but has now been redefined and can now be tweaked by any aftermarket suspension specialist. The electronics package has become more advanced. For instance, you can now adjust and separate the limitations for wheelies and traction controls when diving through corners, while still having the benefit of dank woolly options. There's launch control, pit lane limiter, cruise control, up and down quick shifter, wheelie assist, and hill start control on the ABS. It's an all new design from the ground up, but the only thing that remains the same is its name.
Wow. That is just unreal. So smooth, but then as soon as you get on that throttle, it just unleashes. I think I described it as like a surgical scalpel. It's that precise, but it's being handled by a gorilla.
Well, this is precision German engineering, you do realise. What did you expect?
Exactly, yeah. You need to calm yourself down because it draws you in. You'd want to go faster and it'll get you in trouble.
That's not a good recommendation for a bike. So on the 2017 model, I guess it is the slightly older version, a little bit heavier, a little bit slower to turn. That being said, it does turn faster than pretty much anything else. Yeah. Do you want to swap?
Definitely.
Loving it?
Well, this exact bike, is the bike that ignited my love of BMW.
Yeah, right.
S1000RR came, my favourite bike, and there's nothing I would change about that.
Nah, it's amazing, isn't it?
So I do not know what this is going to do.
Guess we'll just have to find out.
Alright, let's do it.
Do you want to do a couple of laps and we'll pull in and see Matt?
Sounds good.
Cool. Hey?
It's so much lighter.
It is. How light is it?
It's so light.
Yep.
And that dash is sexy.
Yep, definitely. Definitely. This exhaust is sexy though.
Yeah.
How'd you feel?
Oh, I was just saying to Adam, for me, I get on 1000 and I'm scared. You know, I'm scared to begin with. But an S1000, this gen, that's confidence inspiring as it is. But then you get on this, and it's a whole nother world. Like, I reckon I was, 15, 20, 30 Ks faster through some of those corners on this than I was on that.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. That thing is like super forgiving. I guess it's easier to ride than a slightly older model. The power delivery is totally different. The stance it puts you in on the bike is totally different. I didn't expect such a big difference.
Yeah?
No, yeah, me neither. I was saying before, when I was riding that one, I was saying I don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
Like what could be better? Like there's nothing to fault.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I didn't think, it was going to be such a vast difference. I'm like, there's not that much difference in the age of the two bikes. But that one is just so much different to this bike.
I was riding along, I'm going, you know what, this sucks. Because now I want one.
Yep, yep, I hear you.
I reckon that's probably the only thing I don't like about it.
The fact that you're going to want one once
it's going to cost me a lot of money.
Yep. This is still awesome. This is amazing. But that's like super duper amazing. That's like the comparison, I guess, is just...
I like the TFT dash, but I won't lie to you right now. I don't think I looked at it once.
No.
I was just having so much fun.
Yeah, I haven't seen it once, to be honest with you.
Seriously, like it's your mates might think it's cool, but like when you're riding, you're not looking at it.
You're not looking at it. Too focused on having fun.
Yeah.
I thought that would be the case.
Yeah. I mean, it looks pretty though. When you turn it on and you gauge, and you're like, oh, I got a BMW. And you're like, oh, look at this.
I love how the numbers expand and what rev meter you're on.
That followed that design almost, because this dash, you've got big increments as you go around the clock. You're 4, 8, 12, 16. It gets bigger as it goes around. So they've sort of followed that trend with the TFT dash.
Yeah, well, I'm really jealous that I'm the one who has to stay behind the camera and watch you guys have all this fun, and I'm just sitting here thinking,
How about We go back to the car. You put on a helmet, gloves and jacket, and you take that through here for a really fun ride. And we'll film. You definitely need to go for a ride.
Don't jump on that one first.
Yeah, and then you need to ride this, because this is also awesome.
Where's the key?
So, I mean, let's start talking about some of the specifics. What did you guys think of the brakes?
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah. I mean, these were a lot more aggressive, I think, on first grab. These ones a little bit...
More subtle.
Yeah, but if you squeeze more, it
Has progressive braking.
Yes.
Which I actually think adds to the overall confidence-inspiring aspect that we've all sort of been chiming on all day.
Yeah, when you first get on this one. Yeah, exactly. When you first get on it and you touch the brakes, you're like, oh, shit.
Beck's like, yeah, it is.
I live with Brembo every day. I'm a bit lucky there. In terms of the rotors and calipers, they're a little bit different between the two bikes. I live with this, so I know it quite well. You stop when you want to. For me, that's a pretty good brake test.
Yeah. And really, you need bugger all pressure, like one finger, just breathing on the lever. Yeah, it pulls up.
Speaking of brakes, do you guys know that these are actually Brembos?
I was confused with the BMW badge, I'm not going to lie, and I probably could have Googled it like the adult I am, but I chose not to. I just saw the BMW badge and backed away from making a call on it.
Well, technically they're Haynes.
Yeah, the brand is not Brembo or BMW. Obviously BMW can put their own badge on there, but Haynes is actually owned by Brembo. So
these are Brembo.
it's a Haynes caliper, it's just Brembo's internals.
Yep. Being a tall person yourself, how did you feel?
Personally, better on this one, on the later model.
Okay.
Yeah. Personally, I felt more comfortable at this. I felt that I fit the contour of the bike better. I had my feet and legs in a better position. In saying that though, it would, I don't know, I guess it's one of those things, the more you ride something, the more used to it you get.
Oh yeah, well that's...
I feel like that's something you could still get extremely comfortable on.
When I was riding this bike, which I've done a few Ks on exactly the same model, you know, I felt super comfortable, and I think I even said in my mic, you know, this is good enough to tour on, and ask Beck, she tours on it all the time. But then you get on that and you're like, oh, okay, this is what comfortable is.
It's a really good position because there's not a lot of weight on your wrists or anything, but when you want to have a bit of a play, you're already in that, like you can
Tuck
just
position,
get down and you're in that tough position to, when you want to be a little bit silly.
I felt, I definitely, I don't know why or what it is, maybe it's because you're here and this is today and this is your bike, but I felt more comfortable hanging off than your one, a bit more like sort of just giving it a bit more of a razzle.
So if I weren't here and my bike was, you're telling me you would have flogged the absolute heck out of it? Is
No,
That's exactly right.
I think that's what you're trying to say here.
No,
Okay.
but I'm just trying to be respectful.
He respects women.
I'm on camera here. I don't want to say anything
I think he's a bit scared.
Shots fired.
Being a bit of a shorter person, I actually did prefer the 2020 model, just due to the fact that it is a bit lighter. For me, I find it easier to turn it quicker. Whilst this is not necessarily a heavy motorcycle, it does take a little bit more work for me to get it to turn.
Yeah, a bit more
You
counter
do-
steering involved, I felt.
You do notice it, like there isn't a real lot of weight difference, but you can tell that this one is heavier.
And I think just distribution.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and the way this thing just tips in the corners, because it's so light, you just fall straight in, and it's a bit surprising when you first give it a go. It kind of catches you off guard, and especially the low end power. I mean, that shift cam is just smooth as silk, and the quick shifter itself, unbelievable. It almost seems like it's an automatic.
Yeah.
It is so smooth and just
But that is,
unbelievable.
I think that's pretty similar to Beck's bike.
Absolutely. I don't know that they've done any upgrades in terms of the quick shifters between the two models. Any OEM quick shifter and auto blip is going to be seamless. You kids with your aftermarket ones, sorry.
You're missing out.
I mean, they're cool, but you just don't know smooth until you've jumped on these.
Factory.
Now, there's not really that much difference between the standard model and M model.
No, surprisingly not.
The real major difference is the M model has carbon fibre wheels and a lighter battery.
Yep.
That's really...
Yes, this one comes with the electronic suspension. And also the height adjustment in the rear. It doesn't have a height adjustment in the rear. The M and the Sport do. But those three things are the only differences between them.
In terms of updating the design, some people are cruelly or otherwise comparing it to some other motorcycles that have been released this year. I'm not going to mention any names.
Similar colours.
Did I mention the name?
Almost exactly similar.
Something Italian.
Is there any, I guess...
What it could be?
Have we diminished the brand in any way in terms of its aesthetics?
I think it's different enough.
I'm going to say no.
Yeah, I think it's different enough.
There are similarities, but it's still got a lot of its own character. It's still very BMW.
Well, see, that's one thing that a lot of people have said as well. Because it does everything so well, it hasn't got a lot of character. I disagree. As soon as you crack that throttle, it goes from being tame and sophisticated to a freaking animal, and it just, it makes you scream. I literally did a couple of times.
I screamed.
Yeah.
You scream. We all scream for ice cream.
Yep. Yep. I screamed at it. I yelled at it.
Yeah.
It's like,
you're amazing!
Yeah. Speaking of throttle, now there's one thing I did not like about the new model.
I'm the same.
I could not find its grabbing point on the initial go.
With the clutch and throttle.
I could not. It was very foreign to me. I could not adjust.
Like this
to
one,
it.
you can feel the bite of the clutch as you release it. You know, like, okay, here we go. But this one, it is so smooth and soft that there's bugger all feel in that clutch, and the throttle being fly-by-wire, there's no resistance or anything. You can probably just flick it and it'll turn.
Now, I know we haven't played much with the electronics that both of these bikes offer. Could you compare it to anything else on the market in terms of its ABS, its traction control, its wheelie control? It's got a lot of technological features that are unlike anything else that is currently available. I know it's not immediately obvious just on a road test, but is there anything you wanted to comment on there?
Comparing it to the R1 we reviewed, that had all the same electronic or very similar, but it wasn't as smooth. You could feel those electronics kicking in. When you were on the brakes, you feel the ABS throttle, you could really feel the traction control. This, you don't even notice it's happening. It just does it all so smooth. Like I think the main word for me for this is just smooth as silk. Like it does everything so well. The only time it is not smooth is when you crack that bloody throttle and the world just starts flashing past. And
Light flashes before your eyes.
It is so good. Like, just as good, but you need to be up more in the revs to use that power. This down low, at 5,000 RPM, it's got around 100 Newton meters of torque.
Yeah, 5,000 or 6,000.
This is a straight 4 superbike. That's just unheard of power that down low.
Yeah. And I think that the noticeable difference when it comes to these two is that that's still fun to ride when you're going slow.
Yeah.
It makes sure to let it makes sure to let you know when you're going slow.
Have any negatives from you guys?
Mirrors. Very vibrating.
Yes. You notice? You guys notice?
But you've got integrated indicators.
It doesn't change the fact that you go to look in the rear view and it's like, I think it's a bit fuzzy.
Self-cancelling?
Yes.
Does this have it?
No.
No. Okay.
I do like the self-cancelling. Yeah.
Self-cancels.
Yep.
I wasn't.
Did you not notice
I'm a BMW rider.
You didn't indicate at all, did you?
You got a valid point. Yeah, you are a BMW rider.
Alright, you don't need to indicate.
That's right.
The biggest issue is the cold start. Actually, on both of these motorcycles, maybe it's a BMW thing. They really don't like starting in the cold. All you can hear is timing chain slapped, and it just makes you cringe. It'll get a few goes before it'll actually fire and run smoothly.
Well, we have found out as well that they are bringing a fix for that. It's just a plug-in upload onto the computer, and that's going to all BMW stores within the next few months. So if you've already got one and you're having issues with that, it can be fixed.
Yes.
And by cold start, we live in Queensland.
Yeah,
it's not like
lukewarm
in
start.
Norway. It's just one of the things that I noticed.
Yeah, I feel sorry for those guys in the colder countries. They'll never get this bike running. With jokes aside, the newly developed S1000RR has clearly dominated the field in peak performance, agility, and electronic advancements in comparison to its predecessor. But there was one thing that the 2017 had the upper hand, or more like no hands at all, over the other, and it was the cruise control system. Yes, this 2020 model's cruise control system was, in my eyes, unacceptable. Now, for what I'm about to say is under the assumption, as it could have been a fault within the cruise control system. However, from what I had gathered or pondered upon, for some reason BMW thought it would be a grand idea to place some form of pressure sensor within the right handlebar as some form of safety mechanism. In short, when engaging the cruise control system, the BMW won't allow you to free your right hand. If doing so, the cruise control system deactivates, thus defeating the purpose of having it in the first place. I tried seeking solace within the S1000RR, but unfortunately, it could not be provided. If there is a way of switching this feature off, please, for my sake and others, let us know in the comments section below.
Rolling?
Yeah, and Whitney, so what are the prices?
So the base model starts at $25,690 right away, I believe. So that's all your on-road costs ready to go, stamp duty, rego. And then I think all the way up to $32,990 ride for the M Sport. So as with BMW, there's a whole bunch of optional extras and add-ons and additional fun little funky things you can add, but yeah.
They are not included in the $39,990. They're
32.
all 32, not 39, 99.99.
There's always something you can add when it comes to BMW.
We'll wrap this up. I had a fantabulous time, and I ain't gonna give this bike back.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Do you get fired if we don't?
I think they know where you live.
That's fine. It somehow ended up in the dam, and we lost track of it. We'll just pay the $2.5 excess, and hey, lo and behold, we have a new bike.
Yep.
Winnie's like,
60 degrees track bike.
I'm gonna kill you.
This on the track would be amazing.
Oh.
Yes.
I would do anything to get a track day on one of these.
Hey, Whitney.
Hey,
Can you G that up?
Hey, just like, can you get 4 of them?
us 4. Yeah.
If Morgan and Wacker BMW could purchase 3 more of these, and then let us take them on the track.
If you have enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification button. And make sure to check out S1000RR Girl on Instagram. Head on over to her page and you'll see all these pretty magical photos with the current new spiffy 2020 model.
If you're interested in the 2019 S1000RR...
2020. Do it again.
So if you're interested in the 2020 S1000RR or any new BMW and you're located in southeast Queensland, go hit up the guys at Morgan & Wacker BMW down at Newstead. Go see Tony and they'll help you out.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Thanks, guys.
I'm gonna jump on this one. Screw you guys. I'm going home.
I'm going home. I'm a oh no, the owner.
Out of here. Well done.
No key.
Oh, wait. I got a key. I got a key.